Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So for most of us, a new academic year is coming up, and for today's video I wanted to share some of the things I do to prepare for the new semester. I hope this video can be helpful if you're in the preparation process as well, and that you'll enjoy watching. So first things first, you need to do the practical stuff such as signing up for classes, paying any fees, getting your key card or student ID, and so on. This is all very obvious and not the most exciting things to do, but your preparation gets so much easier once all of this is out of the way. My tip here is to do this as soon as possible to get it out of the way, but also so that you have time in case anything unexpected happens. I try to get all the practical stuff done at the end of the previous semester so that I don't have to worry about it when the new semester starts. Next up is textbooks. When I was in high school, I borrowed my textbooks at school, but now in university I have to buy my own. This is also something I try to do as early as possible so that I can get familiar with how the textbooks are structured and how the information is presented, and also so that I can make a study plan as soon as possible, which I'll talk more about later. If your school provides you with textbooks and you don't get them until school starts, an option is to get your own copy from the library, or for some books, the table of contents is available on the publisher's website. You won't get to familiarize yourself with the book that way, but you'll still know what you'll be learning and can start planning your studies. Of course, we can't forget one of my favorite parts of starting a new semester, which is to go stationery shopping. I usually try to buy everything I need for an entire semester at once, so that I won't be tempted to make any unnecessary purchases during the semester, which I still sometimes end up doing. Before I buy my supplies for a new semester, I always make a list of what I'm going to need, and I also check if I have any supplies left from the previous semester that I can still use. Hopefully, I will soon be filming my stationery haul for this semester, so hopefully you'll get some tips there if you're still not entirely sure what to buy. If you still have a while left before you start, now's your chance to do the not totally necessary study-related things that make your semester a bit more fun and that you've been wanting to do. You could, for example, take time to make your own playlist that will put you in the right mood while studying. You could make a motivation board that will give you the extra spark to get through long study days. Or if you're someone who likes your notes looking neat, you could perhaps practice your handwriting or search for note-taking techniques or inspiration on Pinterest. This is all up to you, but I find the weeks before a new semester to be the perfect time to do these types of things that will in some way help me with my studies and that I also find joy in doing. One of the most important things I do when preparing for a new semester is to make a study plan. I usually change it a bit as the semester progresses, but I always make an outline before I start, which helps me in the beginning before we get into the rhythm of things. In my study plan, I will write down any dates for assignments, tests, or exams, and I will make a plan for which textbook chapters I want to go through each week. I will keep filling in my study plan as we eventually get the syllabus and assigned practice questions, but I find it helpful to just have a temporary plan before I start so that I can get into studying quickly without stressing too much about what I should do. On a similar note, another thing I do to prepare for a new semester is to set up my weekly timetable, which I'm doing here using Google Calendar. At my university, we get the schedules for next semester's classes early, so that I have a lot of time to set up a collision-free timetable without too many gaps. When doing this, I also like to schedule study sessions. For example, if one day I have a lecture from 8 to 10, and my next lecture doesn't start until 2, which has been the case previously, I will plan a 4-hour study session at university, and if one day I don't start until, say, 12, I will plan an at-home study session in the morning before I leave. I find that having a timetable takes away a lot of the stress that comes with starting a new semester, so I make it as soon as possible so I'm prepared for how I will spend my time. This next thing is completely optional, but something I like to do is to do a bit of studying before the semester starts so that I've become familiar with my classes. This does not mean that you should start going through your textbooks the moment your holidays start, but that you could do a bit of light studying if you have extra time one day and you feel like studying. For example, to prepare for my programming class, I've taken an online course in Python this summer on the website Codecademy. For calculus, I've worked on the preliminaries chapter in the beginning of my textbook, and for my philosophy of science class, I've been reading this short book that was recommended. I think the most important thing here is that the studying you do over the holidays, if any, should not feel like a chore. So if you want to start studying early, find a way of studying that you enjoy and that is not too heavy but will get you a step ahead before classes start. Finally, another thing I do to prepare for a new semester is to clean and reorganize my study area. I put away everything that's related to the previous semester and just make my study space tidy and neat so that I'll actually want to study there once the new semester starts. I don't know if it's just me or if it's a common thing, but I also feel like reorganizing my study area gives me the motivational boost I need when starting a new semester, so I like to change up my area a bit before I start. I also make sure to properly store away everything I want to keep from the previous semester, and I usually sort through my papers and put them in a big folder for each class. That way I have everything related to the same thing in one place, and I know where to find it if I should need it later. So that is it for how I prepare for a new academic year, but before I end, I just wanted to give you what I think is the most important message in this video. While it is good to be prepared and to have done a bit of extra work to get ahead, the most important thing is to be well rested and to use your break to unwind and do the things you want to do. No matter how much or little you prepare, you will get into the flow of things eventually, and you should not in any way feel pressured to do more work than you feel like doing. You're on a break for a reason, so be sure to spend it the way you prefer. With that said, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. If you start a new academic year soon or have already started, I wish you the best of luck and I will see you soon with another video.